Hello. Live. Yes. Okay. Today, got this here. Got this Thursday actually, but I didn't have a chance to open it until yesterday. Which I did. I just took a quick look inside. Make sure everything's there. Yeah, this is the Launch Heavy kit. Just didn't include the switches about this. Yeah, maybe got this Saturday. I just quickly look, make sure everything's here and that the switches that I bought for it are the right ones and that they went in there. They did. Just wanted to make sure because I'm not a keyboard expert. Wasn't sure, I wasn't really sure I got the right thing. But yeah. Everything back in the box. And today, thought it might be a fun thing to do on a stream. But I already built it out. I wanted to do it on the stream, I just hadn't had time or ideas for stuff to do, so yeah, I'm gonna try to keep doing it more. Got these switches here. These are cherry brown switches. These are what I have on my old keyboard, which still works, but something nicer. So it's just kind of a bit of a splurge purchase. The old keyboard's still good. I'm still working with it. This has got some fancy features, which we'll see in a minute when I get this put together. Bought these separately because I could have gotten the keyboard pre-assembled, but they didn't have cherry switches. They had, I don't know how you say it, like Kyle or something switches, which are kind of cheap and apparently not that great. So I figured I'd get the kit and then buy switches separately, which I thought would be a little more expensive because I was getting nicer switches, but this actually ended up being cheaper. It says 25 here. I had to buy 4 of them. Actually, it wasn't $25 though. I think that used to be the price. It was actually only 20, so it would have been $100 to buy the switches from System76 directly, even if I got them separately and not pre-assembled. It's kind of high because those Kyle switches are they're pretty cheap from like a Chinese brand. I can understand System76's prices tend to be a little high because they're kind of a smaller company and they do their own manufacturing in the US. But like $100 for a box of switches, a little ridiculous because also at this door they had those same Kyle switches, or however you say it. They had a box of 120 for like $30-something. So that would have been, if I did want those switches, that would have been a lot cheaper, and I would have had a lot more left over. Anyway. So moving out a little card, ready for launch. The little rockets, space theme. Let's see here. Welcome to the Launch Heavy keyboard crew. We're happy to have you on board. We're going real hard with the rocket ship thing, which is why I did the thumbnail. I drew that thumbnail, by the way. That's what I'm saying. Hope people like the thumbnail. Get turned on. Let's see. As you leave the ground, download the configurator at system76.co/configurator. I'll have to do that. Pop! OS users can download this application directly from the Cosmic Store. I do not have Pop! OS. The configurator allows you to adjust your flight path to your liking at any point along your journey. Really going with the rocket thing. Below you'll see the default layout for the second keyboard layer. Active keys when you hold FN. map key bindings and set up additional layers of keycap pillars provided to match your keys to their functions. Use up to 4 layers for typing. Personalized shortcuts or using alternative layouts like Quark. Aim high, experiment, find new ways to make yourself more efficient and make a difference at warp speeds. And most importantly, have fun. Thank you for flying. Sincerely, System76 team. So yeah, some keycap pullers in there for rearranging the keys, but I haven't even put the keys on. But I'm gonna assume they put the same message in pre-assembled keyboards. Yeah. Put everything back in the box and everything. Yeah, except for this, because this was like using the stabilizers for the wider keys. They would put stuff into this middle of this cable somehow. I don't know. Does not even get back in there, so I just popped it out with the switches. Yeah, here's the keycap puller they're talking about. This is the keycap puller. This is the switch puller. Side. Yeah, USB cable. USB cable. It's all good, instance. And screws. And the washer. 2 washers. Not sure. Figure that out. Over here, I have the instructions on their website for customization and repairs. It's not exactly assembly instructions, but this is where, somewhere down here, installing keycaps, removing and installing switches, removing the PCBs, install the PCBs. I think this is where we want to start putting this together. So let me put some of this off to the side here. Probably plan this out a little better. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Let's see, first thing we gotta do. Let's say you should install the switches into the chassis first, and then put the PCB in. So I guess we can do that. Start opening these. This is the one I opened already. Chassis is screwed together shut already. Okay. Grab screwdriver. This is the bulb side, not kind of big. That will work. Take a quick look at the. This is. They didn't say anything about this isn't on the case on the removing the PCBs, did they? During the keyboard, however, remove the 8-bottom screws. Screws are set to adapters that may or may not come out with the screws. Yeah, let's just specify just remove this first. The back. Yeah, I've never been like. There's some people that get really hard into custom keyboards. Do not know much about it. did look into that stuff. It was like kind of entirely too many options, a lot of sketchy looking other places. Like this back yet. Seems like a good keyboard. It may be very expensive, but people seem to like it. So, hopefully this will last a long time. You can always get more upgrades and stuff later, so try customizing this or something, I don't know. Different switches here and there. I might be showing the serial number on the screen, maybe, I don't know. Something's on the screen, I think. There we go. After thinking about, oh, we'll get back in. I just went behind there. Up. Get back. Where's that? There it is. Okay. Alright. Okay, so the adapter is there. Okay, so there. Yeah, I gotta say, this is was a pretty pricey keyboard, but pretty simple one. It was like $300 for this one. The numpad. The one without the numpad was I think $200, which I guess is more reasonable, but I am a sucker who cannot go without the number pad. I'm way too used to having that. I use it a lot, so that's not an option for me. So I guess we just start putting these in. Like that. Now you gotta go like this way. Okay, yeah, they're going like that. They just start snapping. Let's just dump all that out. I also had an even smaller version of the keyboard with no function keys, which some people like that. They like super ultra compact keyboards, cut every key off that we don't need, but it seems crazy to me. I can't imagine using that. It was on sale right now, so it's still at this was the pin. Let's see if I can just let it back. I think that's fine. I don't know how that happened. Oh, some of these are bent. I didn't cause that, did I? It's okay. That's me, I think. So I only have 7 more switches than I need for this whole keyboard, so there's a bunch of these, that's a problem. Nice to satisfying little click when they go in there. Notice down here there's 2 switches for the spacebar. It's actually back here again, there's 2 space bars. That's one of the defining, I guess, features of this keyboard is the 2 space bars, because everything is completely reprogrammable. You actually don't need to keep 2 space bars. They have all the extra keycaps here. You can put like shift or backspace or something on the space, one of the space bars. Press shift with your You want to press shift with your thumb or something, I guess you can do that more easily. Don't know who wants to press shift with their thumb, but somebody out there. Maybe I guess it would probably be more comfortable, but if it's right space bar is, but also got your standard RGB and all that. What is everybody's opinion here on RGB lighting? I didn't used to like it. I just kind of found it annoying. Doesn't make it look good. But I did recently discover that I do like if it's like pastel colors, like it's not real saturated, just like bright pastel looking rainbows. It looks pleasing. Discovered that and by accident by oh, that's no bad looking. The other boxes aren't as bad. It's not a problem. Yeah, I was talking about RGB. I discovered I do actually kind of like it. It's like a pastel, pale rainbow color. Pops open, which I discovered by accident. I bought this little RGB pad thing, which I just got to use as a keypad for shortcuts. I'll show you it. Hold on. Use this little thing here, which we just had still here. Okay, my audio just cut out for some reason. Okay, yeah, I think everything's fine now. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. But yeah, I got this little light up keypad thing. Just uses like a little macro pad. I guess I could use it for streaming, but it's like a little stream deck, but I don't really stream hardly ever, so it's showing up like really washed out here. The game isn't like that. It's not that bright in person. But yeah, you see here, this looks kind of pastel. This is just, it takes, I'll show you. It's just a little Raspberry Pi Pico, like a controller that goes in here. You just stick it into the socket and then you can do whatever you want with the buttons. It gave some example code, which made it work as a little key macro shortcut thing. And my audio just cut out again. Why is this thing messing with audio? keeps muting my headphones and setting the volume to 3% at the same time. That's weird. Okay, well anyway. There's some like example code that just set the buttons to random red, green, and blue values every time you plug it in. They light up a bit more when you press them. And it ends up making like this kind of not too exaggerated. They're just kind of pale, mostly whitish colors. They're not like super obnoxious because it's not doing like 5 red, 0 blue and green or anything like that. It's just getting kind of a mix of mostly like closer to white desaturated colors, and I think also the colors are bleeding in from the buttons next to them too, so it just kind of looks pastel. Yeah, I just have these buttons, I think the first like 12 or F13 through F24, which are keys that exist even though not on basically any keyboard. I don't know what I'm going to do with that because I haven't really thought of much of a use for it yet, but I actually can't even really use those keys for a stream thing because for some reason OBS, it's supposed to pick up F13 through F24, but for some reason I cannot get it to work. Like, it just does not register those keys at all. Every other application I've tried sees them, so it's supposed to be able to read those keys. But for some reason OBS does not. I've tried basically everything to work. I tried it like running OBS under Xorg, I've tried running it under Wayland, I've tried like the Flatpak version versus the version from the distribution package manager. Nothing works. Just for some reason it does not like those. Does not want to see those keys. Could just bind them to like key combinations or something like a real obscure like Control-Alt Super Shift and F12 or something like that, but still using OBS, but of course it's a Raspberry Pi Pico, so I could theoretically put like, I don't even have to use this as a USB device, I could do basically anything with it. Just needs power. Because you can still, underneath here, you can see there's holes here. You can still solder some headers to use the GPIO from the Pico. It doesn't use all of the GPIO pins. If there's in there, like that. So, like, and technically make it a little standalone device if it runs to something to some event pin. Some sort of attached peripheral. Put the GPIO. Longer these minutes. Hopefully there's good enough tolerance on these. I don't know how straight they have to be. And there are so many of these bent straight out of the box. Is that normal? I don't think so. Yeah, I might do, I think out of the box it's just like standard RGB rainbow pushing across the keys. I may try the saturated pastel thing. which I actually set up for my desk the other day. These lights up here are actually from the LED strip, and I have a little controller for these. I can change the... This is the night light, this is the work light. It looks sort of blue. I need to tweak the color on it still a bit, but... And there's this actual blue. It goes in little waves past. It's supposed to be like little ocean waves or something. I think it's too blue. I think I need to make it more desaturated as well. And then I added this recently. So this is a little rainbow just like slowly waving across. Which I think does actually look nice, although I wouldn't want to use it super often. Yeah, the LED strip is... My desk is running off of the same... Or not the same. It's running off of a little microcontroller. It's sold by the same company as this, Pomeroni. They make it. Both of them. Plasma 2350 is what it's called. Actually has wireless and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built into it as well. I was thinking I might have it so that connects to Wi-Fi when you first turn it on, and it just says what time is it, and then it disconnects from Wi-Fi, and then I can have the time automatic lights that just go from like they just turn on in the morning, and then in the evening they turn into the warm glowing night light. And turn off. Cycling through the day. Right now I'm doing that manually. There's buttons on it. I like to do some little microcontroller programming streams. Be fun to do. Maybe I have this meeting display. This is right now, I just had it equipped as a CO2 sensor. It's just showing CO2 in parts per million, the temperature and the humidity. It's just quite, let me see, it's quite stuffy here. I want to stream with the door closed, so just get rid of that. Yeah, it's just like a real basic thing to put together. And I have 3D printer case for that as well, and I can do a programming stream to set up some more functionality on it, because it also can connect to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so there's definitely some fun stuff you could do with that, with show like reminders or whatever. Calendar. Program like a little API on the maybe somewhere for it to connect to get the photo display. Fun. But for now, it's just showing the readings from the CO2 sensor. It's like every 5 minutes or something. It's a really slow display. It takes like almost a full minute to change the screen. So no bent pins in this box so far, so that's good at least. What else has been going on lately? recently did get 2-in-1 laptop, a pen, like draw on it and stuff, which is nice. Oh, good. That's another badly bent pen. Yeah, I drew the rocket and the thumbnail on the 2-in-1 laptop. And then I copied it over to my desktop to... Yeah, I copied it over to the desktop and then I drew the little GB waving out the window on my desktop because I'm not 100%. Still getting used to drawing straight on the screen. My desktop I just draw with like one of those, with a cheap Wacom tablet that I've had for ages. I don't draw very much and I would like to do it more often. Great at drawing. I'd like to get better. Finish this box of switches and then I can show you the laptop. Let's come in the hall. This is the Framework 12-inch 2-in-1. And I got the gray one, which is kind of a very light gray. It's like an off-white, which I kind of liked. I was hoping it would be more closer to white, but I would have preferred that anyway. But at least it's not black. I just get kind of sick of like all the electronics these days are just black. Looks kind of dreary. Yeah. Go back here. Open this. Yeah. Does work with the pen. And it does. Yeah, I have to log in first, but it does do the rotation. Very careful. Self, the reflection. Switching the screen. Yeah, there's some other colors too. Like there's a. It's just nice to see. Because again, I'm kind of sick of all the electronics just being solid black these days. Did I do that? Maybe I did. Stickers on it. But yeah, there's like a green and a black was the default option. There's like a green and a lavender. It also looked nice, and then there was like this bubblegum color that was like pink and blue, looked a little crazy. Just gonna keep looking though. Not something I would probably get, but almost done with these. Just this is the last box of switches. Should have 7 switches left over, so if some of these are bent too badly and I can't use them, I can should have a few replacements at least. Got one of the other. No, I think I just made that worse. Okay. said it would be easier to avoid, or easier to line up the pins if you did the switches before the PCB. Doesn't seem right to me, but I'll take their word for it for now and we'll find out. Yeah, I bought the 2-in-1 to have a small portable laptop. Select one to get to draw on the screen. So my old laptop was still usable, but was not cutting it for some development stuff. It was just like not enough. I only had 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is if you're not running Windows with a bunch of electronic applications, that's perfectly usable for most people, but I was not for doing, but I also not most people because I am a programmer. Which way did these go again? It was LED window goes to the right. Should be this way. Correct. Yes, we'll find out. Did I just bend one of those pins? I felt the pin in my hand. I think it's fine. So to the right from mine, and to the left like that. So yeah, and I actually got two generation laptops recently. Sort of. There we go, that's all the switches. Got a little bit of the bump, but they don't kind of feel when they pushed it enough for it to register, but it's not clicky. It's not making a loud noise or anything. But yeah, there was another laptop I got recently too, from work. They were throwing out some old stuff, and I found in there laptop, which was only a few years old. But it was like $5,000 or something when it was new, and they were just like, oh no, we dropped it, and there's some superficial dents on the bottom of it. I guess we gotta throw it out now. Gotta throw out the $5,000 laptop, we can't have little dents in it. I know it still works. Yeah. They are really not good with their money over there. Okay, how do we put the stabilizers in? Do we do that next, I think? Doesn't actually say whether this go in before or after the PCB. I don't think. Does it say how to put in the stabilizers at all? Let me just do like a search for stabilizer. Stabilizers don't need to be removed. That is all they say. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna figure this out now. Is there a specific direction I go? I think it's that one. How do you... Why did you not get instructions on this thing? Do they go in, like... Okay, I think that's how they go. Get like... They seem to be tricky. I'm gonna do it like this. Supposed to do, maybe? I don't know. Sure would be nice if it came with instructions. Yeah, I think that's right. There's like these little notches here and these seem to line up with these, so... How the heck are you supposed to do these? Try the other side first. I'm a little bit worried, so like, what the heck? How do you... You install these? Did you go in through this way? Maybe I should put these in before the switches. Switch there. Oh yeah, what I was saying. The laptop, yeah, I got that. Thrown out work laptop from work for free. And even though it was very expensive, very high spec laptop, I didn't. It also was massive and it weighs a ton, so. Oh, there we go. Got one side. Okay, that's I figured it out. Yeah, I wanted something more portable. And again, I wanted a 2-in-1 would have been nice. So. me see if I can do that without, now that I know how it goes, if I can do that without taking the switch out. Yeah, now I have 2 extra laptops plus the old one that's still usable, so... Old one just needs a little work done on it, but it's still good. There's just like an issue with the hinge and the... So the hinge just keeps popping off. Just pop it back in. Just needs like some glue or something. Fix that, and then like a little bumper on the bottom is tearing apart, but... Okay, no, I cannot get this in without taking the switch out. Pop the switch out. It would be nice if they said that. Should do this. If I could do that. Put the switches in. So I might just do like the... the other side. I might take the big expensive laptop just on like trips if I want to do more development work like game dev and stuff, because it's the big laptop has the screen has a proper graphics, NVIDIA graphics card, discrete graphics, so I can do game dev on it too. The framework, the 2-in-1. I got it with the highest RAM option because there's only 1 RAM slot. So upgrading it then twice the whole RAM stick. I was like, yeah, this screw, just use the 48 gigabytes of RAM. Do basically anything on that laptop eventually, aside from games. Because in my experience, usually the first thing that becomes a bottleneck on computers is the RAM. If you got, unless we're talking about games, unless you've, like if you got a slow CPU, it'll get there eventually, but if you run out of RAM and don't have enough to do something, you're just kind of stuck. You're kind of screwed. Okay, sorry, I was checking something. Swapping to disk will only take you so far. Usually it just... stuff just crashes. It runs out of RAM in the experience. So that should... yeah, the laptop should still be pretty future-proof, should last a pretty long time. Also nice to have a small laptop with USB-C charging, because my old laptop did not charge with USB-C. Still had a barrel jack. It's like 7 years old at this point. Yeah, having your laptop use the same charger as your phone is very convenient. Even if you've only got like a phone charger that doesn't provide high wattage, it's at least something, it's at least an option, like in a pinch. And you can charge your phone with your laptop charger too. You know what? I think it'd be easier to put the stabilizers in through the other way. Just realized I think I can do that. Which way do these go again? Just realized I can't see that because it's on view. Try on the very last one, but not the other way. This one's not wanting to come out. There we go. Am I missing one? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, mine's over there. Where's my keyboard? Another keyboard that's already put together. Oh yeah, that's way easier. Done that. And that's all the switches on. Now for the printed circuit board. Good. Bubble wrap, not like an anti-static. Whatever. That. Wow. There's a. I don't know if you can see it, how clear that is. It's shiny actually. Careful. It's not focusing, but there's a little Raspberry Pi chip. I'm assuming that's the RP2040. This is RP2-. I think that's the. I don't know, I don't specifically say RP2040, but I'm assuming that's what it is. Okay, which way does this go on? Side up. Special protection, so I guess I can. Yep, there's that. I was gonna say, I guess I can check one more time, but yeah, there's a good pin on it. And they're probably missing because I was checking all of them as I put them in. They say that it's easier to do it this way, but this is just not gonna. I guess it's RP2040 that thing. This is just not going in, is it? How is this supposed to go in after the switches? What the hell? I actually can't get it in there. We can sort of see. Okay, is there a vent pin? I definitely do not have enough spares to replace the ones that were bent. So if I cannot hang on to them, that is a problem. The switches are not super cheap. Well, let's try again. Did they say like any tips on how to lower down there? Says it will need to be straightened, so I'm assuming you can straighten them. It doesn't need to be like that precise. So carefully line up the main PCB with the switch pins and place it in the chassis. Starting with the USB-C port at the edge. It just says to do the top center USB-C port first. Doing something wrong? These certainly don't look bad. But they certainly are not going through the walls. Still a bit pen. I'm looking that way. Yeah, now they look fine. You know what, if a pin is bent like to the left or the right and not up or down, I'm not going to be able to see it by looking sideways like they suggested. Sockets so precise, tiny. Make the entrance a little wider and it like mirrors as it goes in there. swoosh. Just so I can straighten the pin out. It's a tiny bit bent. I have to pull all the pins out, backing switches out. The instructions, I don't really sure what it seems like that was a mistake. And that didn't sound right. Putting the switches in first. Easier now. Come on. Not going in. Okay. Well, that's what we gotta do then. Always this is gonna be so difficult. They're not easy to pull out. See if I can just like pull out the ones that are close to the bottom here. Do this, maybe I can stretch just the bottom row first. This is the top row, sorry. So I'll move this one first so I can have the light flat more before I trying to get anything into the holes. So that's yeah, I'm thinking switches first was bad advice. Sounded weird, but I made the keyboards and Might. Felt like it might have been going in there for a second. Okay, I'm just gonna pull all the switches out. Okay. Do all that over again. Ooh. New process. What, this is part of the part too. Let me cut that one out. Is this music getting repetitive to anyone? If it is, just let me know and I will find a replacement. But, that cut. So it might be going through action. Continue to make sure you're going through. No. I think that was a problem. Try again, but maybe that one pin was it. It's a little harder for me to do it here. What else? This doesn't do any difference. Okay. A lot easier to remove them than to put them in. Worried they're gonna get damaged flying out like that. Why did they say it would be easier if you put the switches in first? That was... I believe that's easier. Fingers. Those going out. More. This is just. I don't know if I got another bit. Just want to remove the switch and stay in there very well. Okay. Screws used for the screws just pass through the PCB. Yeah, that looks like they do. Okay, so we got new screws to hold it together. Okay, this is going to be tricky. so maybe easier. Hold it in place. Yeah, it's hard to get in. Cute toe. Take one of the pins a little bit. It's holding the TV in place now. Use the tool to get this out. No, it didn't bend. No, it was right. Come on. Okay, we're over now. We're in. I guess now we're technically only just now putting the keyboard together. And this is just starting over. And it's fun. You're supposed to be able to see the pins from the switches from the other side. I do not see them. I can see them on one pinhole, but not the other. Maybe it's a flashlight. I can see it better. That's bright. Okay, yeah, no, I can see him. Is that going through? No. Gotta do that 105 times. Just 103 more to go. What did they say it would be easier that way? Yes. Other way around. Yeah, these are going in okay now. Oh, so how is everybody's Adrian? What about the weather? Yeah, I think I already went through pretty much all the conversation topics I thought of. Some of these go in layers of numbers. Maybe I'm just putting that there. Okay. This is like surprisingly difficult. It takes a good bit of force to push these in here. Yeah, if I look with the flashlight, I can see the pins going through, so that should be good. So for future streams, I mentioned I want to do some more microcontroller programming streams. Maybe more game development streams. I could do some other programming to go along with the microcontrollers, like for the ones that connect to Wi-Fi. Making little APIs for them to read from, because probably don't want them connecting to the public internet. Just run like a little... I've got an old Raspberry Pi 2 that's just sitting in a box. I can... something really simple on that. Which I can talk to, it's still got a lot more processing power than the Pico 2 or something like that. Ooh, bent. Bad. Made it worse. It's a curve now. Yeah, I could do like a like ASP.NET Core API, minimal API or something. It might be a fun thing to do. Next to like a calendar or something, and just gives the data in a format that easy for the microcontroller to digest. Also can go back to game dev. I do. So for the Word game that I was streaming development of, I might go back to that. I kind of like, I started working on that without like a real clear plan of what I had in, like, just gonna start going and like how I and goal vision for that. What's the story going to be? What's the... What are the villains? Who are the... Where's it gonna go? Like, just have some random ideas. I might try to flesh out the ideas out and actually start working on them again, but... sit there. I do have some other ideas though that I wanted to. Oh, there's a switch over off there. This is way easier than doing it the other way. I don't know why they said that. There's one application they kind of wanted to make. It's like sort of game adjacent. Like you're making it in a game engine. It's not really a game now. It's hard to explain. It's like the idea was to have like a sort of 3D sandbox thing. You just set up like 3D environment. Set up like 3D environments, and you just put characters in them and like animate them or control them in VR or whatever. Could be like a work as like a 3D VTubing application or like a VR chat thing. You could make it multiplayer. Or like any number of things, like you set it. Like if I give people the ability to do like some basic scripting functionality, you can make it like a something for making simulators. Be used by like companies to do job training in VR or something. Be like a whole bunch of different things that we use it for. The ability to like go in VR, you can view it in, like on the desktop. You can have like multiple cameras to have like, multiple desktop windows pop up for different views. Go in. Yes. And I don't know if you guys saw the Valve news. They announced 3 new hardware devices. That's right, 3. They're not afraid of that number. Because they stopped making software. They're apparently a hardware company now. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, the Steam Frame VR headset. It's been rumored for like ages. So I just have all I own is for VR is the original HTC Vive. I thought about getting like a refurbished Index. You can buy them refurbished in the US. GameStop, they sell them on their website. Why is this one? Bent, that's what I bent. Bent. Stop. Stop, Taylor, don't do that. Make the bend worse. Okay, I think it's not too bad. Yeah, hopefully the Steam frames. I'm sure it's gonna be a good headset. Probably. It's certainly gonna be better than the HTC Vive that I have right now. It's got like standalone wireless too. Use it like standalone without even a computer, which probably won't be something I do often, but they did, what it does is there, you can run games natively. It has like a, it's both an x86 compatibility layer and Proton, and also an Android compatibility layer. Like, it just runs freaking everything on there. So it has like the same type of CPU as a phone, not like a normal x86 CPU like a desktop or laptop has. Which means Valve is bringing Steam to ARM64, and they apparently are doing so before they bring it to 64-bit desktop, because they actually still have not done that. Steam client is 32-bit. Steam games are going to be 64-bit, but the client never is. It's kind of crazy. I don't know why. I think there's probably some technical reason for it, but nobody has a 32-bit computer anymore. Like 32-bit ARM is rare. 2-bit phone CPUs. Basically gone now. Just like cheap little very low-end microcontrollers, or not microcontrollers, single board computers is basically like the only 32-bit CPUs left. Some stuff similar to like the Raspberry Pi, but not the Raspberry Pi, because the Raspberry Pi has been 64-bit for a while. I think even the 02 is 64-bit. Not sure off the top of my head, but it's not like it really matters for the 02 because it's only got like half a gig of RAM. Would be better if it were 32-bit. There's like some performance cost with having 64-bit. If you're not going to use the extra RAM, it's not always worth it. I think. I don't know how I like it. I don't know the low-level details. I am not an assembly programmer or a hardware engineer. I do mostly sharp stack programming. That is my thing. But yeah, see, Steam on ARM. That's fun. Some big games running natively on the ARM Linux. Why does this not look like it's seated in there correctly? This corner is like lifting up. Oh, okay. Okay, just let's do this right here. Fine. Definitely have to do a test with this, make sure every key is. Let's put it together. So yeah, there's like a ton of little ARM-based handhelds that are like advertised for emulation. Some of them, they're like running Android, but some of them they're like actually got pretty high specs. They can emulate like GameCube and 3DS and stuff. You can run Steam on that. You can run a native whole Steam library that would be instead of Android. These would be nice, neat little devices. Alright. Okay. Yeah, the VR headset makes me want to do the 3D thing idea. 3D simulator sandbox thing, I don't know what you'd even call it. So I don't know even how to describe it. I have a pretty clear idea in my head of what I want the program to be. Get to all that on stream, maybe. I had a multiplayer game I was working on too that I really want to get back to, but my current job, they have a IP agreement. It says anything you make, any software you make is ours, and it's outside of work, which don't know if that's actually legally enforceable, but I'm not sure. I don't want to deal with it, but like most things, even if they can take it, they're like not gonna give me crap. Okay. These are all in. Good now. Yeah. Well, let's just keep going. Let's see if it's bad. Maybe we can do that one. Reverse, or which is first, then using being let's see. Okay, this one, when they put it in an anti-static bag inside the bubble wrap, I wonder if the other one was just missing the package for some reason. Package wrong. That's weird. Okay. That ribbon cable does not look great. I don't think it's supposed to be meant like that. Well, maybe it is. What the heck? Okay. Well, not twice. Not quite like that. Hopefully it's still alright. Okay, well, let's see if this one goes in. Straight in. So I can see. This just pops out. Yeah. This is fewer switches, and this is going straight down at a weird angle, so it might work better here. Down on like one corner first. That's great. It's gonna skip down more straight. Now cover some corners. Okay, I think that actually might be working. Let's get that. Let's pick the. So the flashlight, do they go in? I can see them like sort of popping through a little bit on some of these, but it doesn't. Yeah, I think this is supposed to go in a little further still. Yeah, you see him in this corner. Uh-oh. I just popped a switch out doing that. In this tiny bit bend. Let's push it in. Seems okay. Let me switch out in the middle and see if it is bent at all. Good. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem bent. So I guess that was in right. And then anyway. Yeah, I never ended up using the HTC Vive very much. A pain to use. Having the option to just use a headset standalone or wireless might make it easier and more appealing. It went in that way, right? Yeah. Come on. There, I can see it, sorry. Okay. So I'll just bring it closer to my face so I can see this. Okay, now it's in there. Still like that. Just like that this whole screw. This should be good enough. Top left screw hole, so. Okay, I think now we can just put the back cover on, and that's basically done assembling. I feel like the back cover wants to go the wrong way. So low resistance near the edges. Well, let's just press around it and see. Start with that one by the cable. fact, let's get it. Let's try to go like opposite corners. This is other stuff. Sucks. Stuck on these ones. See what's in the packaging. Little bits. Do not know. Oops, no. Two on the back with spares on them. Back in. This is kind of weird. It's kind of plastic, but plastic film. Getting on my fingers. More screw left. Okay. So that is assembled. I still gotta put the key caps on, but before I do that, I am actually going to plug it into the tuner and start testing the keys. Oh, I don't know if there's anything I gotta fix. It's kind of like a USB plus, so it's like doubles as a USB hub too, which is nice. Yeah, this is certainly a nice keyboard. We'll see if it's nice enough to justify the $300 price tag, more after shipping and sales tax. Okay, well, laying up. Okay, let's open. Open text file. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, S does not work. That does not work. Okay. Got a few keys not working. That's fine, that's fine. That one's not working. Let's just pull down shots. No, that don't work. Oh, wait, now it's working. Okay, that one doesn't work. Did that work a minute ago? V? No, it did not work. It's not bent or anything. S does not work. D, F. It's pretty all right now working. Oh! Look at that. Pin. This will focus. Pin is like bent 90 degrees, just like right at the tip. I don't think you can really see it, but. Okay. Yeah, that's probably not supposed to happen. Try try to bend it back, but... Oh yeah, this one's like that too. Oh. I guess if they made the sockets easier to push the pins into. Oh, this is frustrating. I don't know if I can unbend that. Yeah, they're all like this. I'll have to find something to like straighten them with. Oh, that one just wasn't even in there all the way. This doesn't have like the sharp corner bend, it doesn't bend a little. I could just stick that one back in, let me see. Wasn't even in all along, seems like. Okay, now it's okay. Okay, so that one's fine. W does not work. Bend. The 90-degree bend. E does not work. Dang. I am very bad at putting these in. R is fine. T does not work. It's a bad bend again. It's always the bottom again, I'm noticing. Where's the bottom bend that this is? Y is fine, U is fine, O isn't working. So... that just bent completely flat. Yeah, no, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Enter's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Z does not work. Tiny 90-degree bend. It's 7 of them, so if I can't unbend those, there's one more. It's all fine. Which key is this? Default. FM. Okay. Right control's fine. Escape is fine. The phone works. Control also works. Super. That super doesn't work. That's not my super key, okay. Left space bar does not work. Get this in here around the line. Just do it this way. I think that's one. Just in all the way. No, he's got the bend. Okay, that's at least 8 of them with that problem, so... Alt works. Left alt. Okay, left and right alt both work. Super does not work. Super, by the way, is the Windows key for those who use Windows and just think it's called the Windows key. both pens bent on this one. No vinegar, sharp ends. I should just be able to pin it back, but what has happened to this other pen? It's very stiff. I can't put it back in condition. It's like a dark color. Looks sort of oxidized. This is weird. No, it's not for us. It's still not working. Oh. Okay, function, I guess works. I guess that's... Yeah, just to tell you which keys actually have a combination, I guess. It does that. I didn't even notice that earlier. Yeah, that's still not working. It feels like it's going in, though. There we go, now it's open. Okay, so we test the C numbers on 2. 3 does not work. Then I need a great band. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, minus equals backspace. Does not work. That's not right. Oh, no, it's delete. Yeah, okay, delete does work. That's fine. All works. Shut. Stamp. That's good. And design is good. Okay, so most of them are fine. Just like over here, it seems like. Oh, okay, these are all good. That's good. Enter, that's good. Plus, minus. Lock. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, that's not normal. That's print screen. So print screen does work. Unlock works. Last one's to test our function keys 2 through 12 and oh, back ticket and test. That works fine. Yeah. Caps lock. Yes. Okay. Or test the function keys with. So I don't actually. You know what, is there a keyboard tester thing in the settings? Test area, test type here to test settings. That does not work with the function keys. Shortcuts. I guess I can just for binding shortcuts. Add F2. Okay, that's fine. F3. Cancel. F4. F5 is fine. F6. Oh shoot. F7 works. F8. F9, F10, F11, F12, okay. One more set of keys to test. Jeez, media playback. Let me find something to test with. Hold on. Just Royalty free music track really fast. Actually, it doesn't matter. You can't hear it. I have desktop audio off. So it's not doing anything. Do I need a whole playlist or something? Or is it just not? Okay, the media player wasn't doing anything. Okay, so that's all the keys tested. These ones I bent the bent on. That's my fault, I guess. But give me. I've been here for 2 hours. Give me just like 5 minutes. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, sorry. Ugh. Okay, so... Not sure what to do about this. Do I have, like... Oh, let me unmute the music. See if I got, like, a tool somewhere to use. Drivers. That's a lot less bent, maybe that's just a bit of a hook. Yep, still not working. Okay, well... just you can't pull it. You may have been difficult begins. Yeah, now I got rebent again. Oh, okay, it's even worse now. Flattened and straightened out. I have to get like a little mini vice grip or something to try to flatten these. It looks straight now. There, yeah, it works. Okay. So, these are salvageable. Just gonna flatten them. Yay. Okay, that one's saved. Okay, I'm down to 7 that have bent pins, so I can at least use the spares. Even if I can't salvage any more of these. I'm gonna try that because I'd like to have spares. I might try using the leftovers for something other than spares too. Like with a eco microcontroller or something, I don't know. To think of something. Assuming you can wire these up in like a breadboard or something. Maybe. Let's see. Or it will see. Oh no. No, that didn't go. Uh-oh. Crooked. It's okay. Try to get it to go straight down in a weird angle. Okay, that one's saved. That's enough. Saved. Anyway, okay, this is not so bad. This one's only been done. Description with the copyright notice and the music's. Okay, F is working. Press F to no. Keyboard's not dead yet, so. Press F to do whatever. Press E. Actually, you have to just interact with stuff and like introduction games. Got it. W. Keyboard is W. I don't know. At least I use those. W something. 6, 7. Skippy toilet. I don't know all that way. Get something nice. Yeah. This is 6, 7 thing I come from anyway. It's just 2 numbers. It's not even like 67. It was 67, I'd be like, oh, it's like almost 69, which is like a dumb funny number. That would at least make some sort of sense. And that's probably something I don't know about. Or maybe it's just nonsense. Probably just nonsense. You guys remember E? There was Markiplier's face on Quad's head on Mark Zuckerberg's body, and it just says E. That was at least funnier than 6'7", because it was a stupid picture to go with it. The picture was just funny by itself. It wasn't like that funny, but the E caption just like a detailed absurdity. I appreciated that one. Ah. Check the pins after we don't go in, right? Still not working. Oh, it just got bent right back again. Okay. Screwdriver trick seems to be working okay. This actually looks better because it's more flat. It's more flat head. It does have a bit of a curve. Alright, let's see, whatever. Okay, now it's good. One left. Or 3 is 3 left because it's the 3D, whatever. Watching somebody produce keyboards from all putting this together. Again, alright. Sorry, let me get this close for myself. I'll make sure I get this right. I can't see it. Do we see it? Oh, I'm fixing it. There we go. Okay. Every key is working. Everybody is here. Hooray. Oh. 2 hours and 15 minutes cyber-ish. Ugh. Just gotta put the caps on. Caps are completely solid and not fake. And translucent also. I don't know how well the RGB light's gonna look with these. Just gonna show up behind the keys, which I feel like might just make it harder to see the keys in the dark, but I think every keyboard should have a backlight where you can see the keys. But that's just me. Because that new Mark 2 in one I bought does not have a lit up keyboard at all. It's near the tricky to see the keys in the dark, but it's probably fine. I can type without looking at the keyboard usually. Fine. It's like a weird, press very often on the screen or something, and not look at the keyboard. It's look nice though. This bar has a loose shape on the page. I would have thought they'd. Oh, but actually, you look in the spares here. All the extra keys that are too wide. They also have concave shape. The spacebar keys. Actually, I think the spacebar keys, these are the only keys that are too wide. Those are probably 1 and 1.5. Oh, actually, no, shift is also. Okay, no, shift and left shift and left shift and okay, and right plus also too. Okay, well, yeah, these are the only extras that are too wide. I thought they had a too wide super key, but I guess not. Yeah. Here's all the rest of the extra keys. So there's like, I don't know if they were in these spots, but that. Got some, they're just generic here with their branding, System76 off of us, which I don't use. Robots. Rocket. Because it's the launch. Like, they love their like spaceships actually, and the rockets is a lot all over their website. Which is nice. It's good that they have like a nice like brand theme going. I actually like that. So I think let's pick with the default. These go on, right? Yeah. And for a second thinking those didn't fit on there because it's not the ones that it comes with. Really bad if I got this far and found out I cannot use these switches with these keycaps. The very last minute. Good lord. Text editor's flying very funny right now. Are these face bars doing? No. Like one was a little more concave than the other, but they're the same. Super goes there. That might take me a bit to get used to, but I'll rearrange it if I need to. I feel like these should have been either a little bit translucent or the leather should have been like completely transparent with white too or something, I don't know. And this the switch underneath is not see-through, it's just the pure casing down here, so maybe the light going through the letters wouldn't have worked, I don't know. I should show you a screenshot of it. That's what it looks like at the end of this. There's so much random junk getting typed in. I do like these keycaps and they feel nice. They look nice. Shit, my old keyboard at the end of this. Why I want to consider get another one. Not that it's bad or anything. I'm not gonna throw it out. What I'm gonna do with that, might give it to somebody or keep it as a spare. I don't know. You guys remember the alphabet, right? Of course I do. I wonder if I should try a different keyboard layout like Hallmark or something. I mentioned before, I think Hallmark is the better one. Looking at keyboard layout. Just gotta get the any commonly used keys are near the center or in the easier spots to place, and a lot of like a lot of the common combinations of letters have those letters next to each other. Or I can Hallmark, but I think Hallmark is saying that with her. I remember seeing one like blog article with somebody about criticizing Hallmark, like, oh, these two letters are. So I said it was like, or like looking like, I think it was like here and there, or here and here or something. Or like really commonly next to each other in English words. You're like, oh, you gotta do this with your finger and then move your finger like awkwardly over to the left. I'm like, no, just move your whole hand. It just seems pretty silly to me, I think, to criticize. That seemed like an issue to me. It's just an issue with the way that guy's used to typing, I think. This is still... Oh no. Yeah, it's not working. I just realized that. Did I forget to test it? I think I did. Oop. Yep, that's another bent pen. The keycap came off with the switch came off with the keycap. I forgot this tab. Why did I forget that? Because I always end up with tabs and not spaces. I hate spaces. Are you guys tabs or spaces people? You probably don't even know what I'm talking about. This is a programming thing. Everything with tabs. I don't care what the style guide for the language says. I'm not mashing backspace 4 times. I'm not allowing people try to align stuff vertically in my code base. No. You stop putting 4 of the same character when you could just put 1. Don't ever try to align code vertically. That separating, creating a big visual gap between the a variable's name and its type or whatever. There's a guy who just wants to go like vertically because they're all lined. Which doesn't make sense. Let's put that out. It's the variable name and the variable type and the variable's initial value all go together. They should be next to each other. You should not be looking at all the types and all the names and all the initial values. Okay, now tabs are working. Oh, that's a lot of tabs. Yeah, tabs working, you know? These. Looks like it's now escape and arrow keys here. They are brown, but they've got blue and red ones in the box here. I think I'm gonna actually go with the blue. I don't dislike the brown, but I kind of want a little more color. I feel like the brown and the gray and the beige is like just not enough. I have more. Here's the one. Rather a little more color. Just a little. I don't dislike the brown, but oh, speaking of delete key, yeah, I was mentioning the Valve hardware announcement earlier in the stream. I should be mindful about these keys because they're doing stuff. Yeah, apparently in when they were showing the Steam machine, they had a keyboard with the Half-Life logo on one of the keys. She was like, oh, is it Half-Life 3? And then people looked up what the keyboard was and they figured out which key was the Lambda logo, and it was the delete key. I was like, oh no, Half-Life 3's been deleted. This is not good. Oh shit, oh no. No more Half-Life 3. They're trying to tell us something. Oops, very funny. One complaint I've seen about this keyboard though is because of the non-standard space bar. You can't It's like it's kind of hard to get custom keys caps for this. You don't want to use the ones that comes with. This is really weird. Everything's actually unusual size. I like the shift keys are not normal size. These are small. I mean, it's nice because it's like it's a compact keyboard without getting up the keys you actually care about. I don't care about like scroll walk or whatever, but choose insert without turning them lock off, but I don't really care about that. I really need insert for some reason. I could just put them lock off for a minute. Last year, we're gonna take a screenshot of my text editor. Oh. This is not showing you everything, but there's more. Here, I'll just, you know what, I'll just screen share it. Get rid of that, we don't need that anyway. Screen capture that one. Hit the screen. There you go, whatever. So yeah, this is what I typed out, putting the keycaps on. A lot of tabs. I don't know what's with the tabs and then the new line, like... Oh, it's probably because it's rounding code. If you get a new line, it's gonna keep the same indentation. Okay, that's working. Oh, it's tiring. Let me get this off here now. What's that? Should go in right there. Oh. So, back to the instructions here. I do have software for this keyboard, which I'm going to want to get that connecting and using. It's on this page. I guess I should scan. Hold on. I zoomed out, so it might be hard to see the text, but let me see. System76 keyboard, don't think it doesn't download. Keyboard configurator. Place this control back in your hands. We're going to keys, soft keycaps, configure multiple key layers to your liking. Linux, Windows, macOS. Download other Linux distributions. This is an app in English. Let's find another. Okay. Yeah, I could just look at this. Okay. This will start the program. Yes. Why do I need? What is it? Just want root password. I did. Caps locks on. Okay. Oh, add another window capture. Here we go. Sets. This is like taking up the whole screen. It really wants me to straighten out of the whole screen before it doesn't burn up to cut the keyboard in half. Oh. Layer 2. Oh, there's a... volume up, volume down. Mute. There's just a lot of options here. Turn the on off and orange. Reset. What does a reset do? I think it's like to reset the bindings or something. I don't know. My brain is getting fried. I've been with this too long. Left, down, up, right. So the Vim arrow keys, right? Uses those letters HJKL. Whatever. Now the keyboards used to have arrows on those keys next to the letters, which is why it uses that. LEDs. Color pattern. Oh. Okay, let me configure this around OBS. So you guys can see the keyboard. Should be fine. Whatever. That's good. What do these do? Space time is what it's on. Default is layer solid color. Layer color blue. Color 2 is blue. They're all blue. Or white. Bound keys only. Okay. Our key solid. Key color disable. Ooh, I can make one key purple. In the center of the keyboard. Yeah. See. The color selector's name is showing up in OBS, is it? Yeah, no. This is a separate window. That's fine. Let's just go back to down keys only, which is all horizontal scan. Oh, there's a saturation. Yeah, so that's if I want the pastel rainbow, we turn down saturation. Vertical scan. I didn't see that saturation on the event horizon. I can't even tell what that's doing. Other than I guess waiting or something. Binary galaxies, that's what it was defaulting to. Yeah, there was saturation there, okay. I think it's moving too fast. Turn the speed down. You have a nice calm look. A little lower on the saturation still. Yeah, I kind of wish it showed through the keys a little better because it's behind them. See it too. Great. So still very configurable. Space time. Was it binary galaxies or space time I was started on? Actually, I don't remember. It's fine. Don't know what this is doing. Turn the saturation and speed up a bit just so I can see what these even do. Yeah, I think it's like this. It's like painted arrow shape. Okay, I see what that's doing now. Yeah, it's all going towards. Okay, yeah, that's all like shrinking towards the center, and this is shrinking towards two centers. Space time, I think, has like a diagonal arrow. Spinning. Spinning, but with the curve. That's interesting. It's just doing whatever that is. Dash down. Is that like when you type it? Triggers? Yep. That's cool. So not really any options for that to make it just... It's a similar thing, just... Okay, well, which one do we want? It's just cycling through colors, it's just... what do we think we want? Kinda like that. I know this one's sounding, but... Gonna be neat if you can layer on, like, it's just one of these animated patterns most of the time, and then when you press the key and it does like that on top of it, brighter or something, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go with this one for now at least. Maybe we'll change it later. Turn the speed back down and saturation. I was doing that so I could see what it was. Okay, it's subtle, but it's nice. Yeah, it's like slow pastel rainbow. That's nice. Okay, I got over here. Okay. Well, I guess this is my new keyboard now. But it's good to say goodbye to the old one. Here, let me show you that. Let's show you the old keyboard. It's a little dirty, but this I've had for like, I think, close to 10 years. I know that first released this keyboard. I don't remember exactly when I bought it, but they first released it 10 years ago, so it's pretty old. It's still actually in perfectly working condition, so that's good. Yeah, the cherry switches, they last a lot longer than the cheap ones, so Like this is crazy old keyboard. I've used absolutely heck out of, and it's still perfectly working. But as you can see here, I have this little piece of paper covering the caps lock, num lock, and scroll lock LEDs because they are blue and they are obnoxiously bright if you're trying to type in the dark. It's just awful. So that has been sitting there for 10 years. Super lock. And you can LED to enable, disable the super keys, which have to hit the Windows keys. I've never understood the point of that. Like, I've never hit this by accident before, so whatever. Yeah, it's still a perfectly good keyboard, but it's a little dirty. Some of the markings are a little faded. This right control here is starting to disappear. I don't know why the right control is disappearing, because I never press this. Like, who presses right control? This one's got it in a different spot, so maybe I'll use this one, but it's much easier to reach. Pause break. Pause break you use if you program in Visual Studio, because for some stupid reason, if you start to build or start running something, the only way to cancel is Control-Alt pause break, and I don't think you can rebind that, and that's like the only thing you can do. There's no like button on the UI to stop it. Just dumb. So I do not use Visual Studio. Use Writer. It is better in every way, and it costs half as much. It'd be hard to pay for 90 emails. What should I do? Because it's a perfect job. Yeah, this also has, like, as you can see here, it is mini USB, which tells you how old this is. Because there's a mini USB cable to USB, which it actually came with two cables. There's also mini USB to PS2, which I don't know how that worked, but I would use that because that allowed you to press all the keys at once, and it would not, there was like no limit to how many. It used to be keyboards, if they plugged into the PS2 port, you could press all the keys at once. There was no limit to how many keys you could press at once before it stopped reading them, but on USB, I think it was like, maybe limited to like 12 or something. Or it stopped reading them. And it had something to do with, I think, like the universal plug-and-play drivers that they all used. Which is 4 of the circus is enough, but I don't know how many of you guys have heard of the Model M keyboard. So I think that there's some real die-hard IBM Model M keyboard enthusiasts. They actually still make those. When IBM stopped making consumer hardware, they sold all the brands off, the ThinkPads and the ThinkCenters with the Lenovo, and those were still nice at first, and then they turned into crap, because it's a Lenovo. Of course it's gonna be crap. Some people still use them, though I do not understand why they're junk. People still, like, swear by them. Cheap crap. But the keyboards, they went off to some other company, which then, I don't know if the company went out of business or sold it or what, but then it got went to another company, which is the one that, Unicomp is what they call it. They still make the Model M's. They are manufactured in the US, and they cost half as, like, barely half of what this costs. I thought about getting one, but, the reason I thought of this now is the key rollover thing I mentioned, where you can only press so many keys at once before it stops registering it. the Model M, even the new modern ones with like USB-C. They've updated it a little bit. It's got USB-C and stuff, but it's still like mostly the same keyboard. And they've still got the limitation of the 2-key rollover is all that you're guaranteed. Once you've pressed 2 keys down, there's certain keys that are just not going to work anymore, which is kind of very, very restrictive. You can still press more than that most of the time. It just depends on like which specific keys you press. It's just the way that they wired the circuit. If they fixed that, I would actually buy one, but yeah, if you're doing it like any video games, like you need a little bit, or weird key combinations, that's going to be like a big problem. I don't think you could, I know playing video games on the Model M is like impossible because of how limited the key combinations are, but this does not have that problem. This newer keyboards, this and most newer USB keyboards too, you press all the keys you want to, there's no limit. So like most of the keyboards are like that now, I think. But yeah. Anyway, this old Rosewell has served me very well, and it will continue to serve me as like a spare if nothing else, but yeah, this is gonna go in a box or something somewhere. And I'm gonna put this in front of my monitor because it's off to the side right now. But yeah, I think that'll do. Thank you, anybody watching this. This was just me rambling by myself, but hopefully somebody enjoyed it, or will enjoy it, the archive. Oh, my voice is getting tired. This is the most I've talked on a stream. Starting getting used to this. I am starting to get used to this. I was very, very quiet on the previous streams, especially the earlier ones. I want to do this more, probably like around this time, maybe Tuesday, I might be able to do a stream. We'll see if I can do like a gaming stream, maybe. I haven't done one of those yet. I got a video game to play. We'll see. No promises. I might not be able to stream now. These on somewhere, like the rocket or the box. If I was wondering if I put it super, I don't know, super makes sense, but anyway, I'll have to think of that on my own. Okay, thank you, everybody, for watching. Good night. Doing like a little... I can't do it like this. This is the heart, right? I can do... My fingers are too long. I can't do it this way. Whatever. But anyway, you get that point. Anyway, bye. Thank you. Have a good night.